Oh man,
Mike, we're on. What?
Mike,
we're on.
I'm listening to the Rob Black. I'm listening to the Rob Black show.
Mike, you know we got an interview.
No, you wouldn't listen. You wouldn't believe what Hardbody did after the show. It was unbelievable. It's so funny. I mean, you got to hear this show. And then he was going on about the hotel room. And he went down there and he owes money. It's a big mess. Yeah.
Well, we got an interview.
He's calling these people. You know what he calls people that you don't like?
What do you call them?
Neckbeards and
neck beards.
Yeah. I think.
What?
Are you a neckbeard?
No, Mike.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, you're a neckbeard.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, no. I don't even know if you should listen to the show, but anyway, yeah.
Mike, we got it.
Wait, is that the XPW superstar?
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh my God, Hardcore Hillbilly.
Hardcore Hillbilly from the Mega Maggot.
How did you get him?
We got
Hell yeah.
He was on.
You knew he was going to be on, Mike.
Yeah.
Hardcore Hillbilly, thank you for joining us tonight. How's everything going over there?
It's going well, man. A little chilly tonight. Thank y'all for having me, though.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Danny Flores. Thank you for hooking this up. Give his band, the Basketdoors, and GXH listen. He has a really good hardcore band. Mike, you're going to listen to him?
Oh yeah. I like hardcore punk. I like all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
We got some good guys in the deathmatch community. But Hardcore Hillbilly, thank you for joining us today.
Hell yeah.
Let's get started. A question you hear all the time: how did you get started with pro wrestling? What was your first, memory of it?
So, like, I always loved it. My dad was really big into the WWF versus WCW days. And so, like, just growing up, like, that was just our thing ever since I can remember watching wrestling every time it was on. And, like, when I was in school and stuff, I always knew I want to be a pro wrestler. Like, I was that kid in, like, pre-K when they'd be like, all right, what do you want to do? And somebody go, oh, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. No, I want to be a pro wrestler. And that lasted all the way to the high school counselor. and then she was like, what do you really want to do? And I was like, I don't know. But so far the wrestling's been working out. So I guess we'll figure that out when it comes,
So who was your favorite growing up?
Mick Foley, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, loved Mick Foley. I've met him a couple occasions when I was younger. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's my idol.
Great. That's great. One of the times you met him, I believe you said in a previous interview you dressed up as him.
Yeah, I was like 14 years old. He was doing, I think it was like some kind of press thing for the Holy Foley show or whatever that was on the WWE network. But he was going around doing these meet and greets for it. And so I dressed up and like went and met him. Like I had fake blood. I dressed up like Cactus Jack, like shirt, flannel, boots, everything.
What did he say when he saw you impersonating him?
Oh, he thought it was the coolest thing in the world, man. We took some bang bang pictures, all that. I'll pull it up, post it on Facebook, show the fans.
Okay, that's crazy.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Foley's always great with the fans too. He always takes.
Oh yeah, super good guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you ever meet Mick Foley?
No, but I saw him wrestle in Philadelphia and in one of the WrestleManias. I mean, I've seen him wrestle, but yeah, it's some high-profile matches like Mind Games. When he wrestled Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
That was a famous match. Yeah.
You were there?
Yep. In Philadelphia. Great. Yep.
Yeah, he's a real treat to meet. So anytime you see him at like a meet and greet or something, jump on that. He's definitely one of the cool ones.
Oh, for sure. Very nice. Always very nice.
Oh yeah.
So growing up, did you go to any of the shows?
Yeah. So like I come from a very small town, and over at the auction building, we had wrestling every 2 weekends, every second Saturday of the month. And so like the second and the fourth. And it was so big in our little town that there was no advertising. Like there was never a card made or nothing. You just knew, all hell, it's Saturday, let's go to wrestling. And so growing up, we'd go there and I'd see like Stevie Richards and Abyss and a lot of the TNA guys that would, do indie circuits on the side.
What town was this? In West Virginia?
Carrollton, Georgia.
Oh, Carrollton, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, Carrollton, Georgia.
What part of Georgia is that near?
About what? It's like in West Georgia, about an hour and a half west of Atlanta, about 20 minutes from Atlanta. I
Oh,
mean,
you're
from Alabama, 20
Alabama.
minutes from Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Yeah, wrestling's big down there. It was
yeah.
that's near
But
where
yeah, it's funny though, because like when I started, I thought my little local show was gonna be it, and that's all I had dreams to do, be on that little local show. And here I am hopping on airplanes, getting beat up in California.
oh man. Yeah. I mean, that's a good you really got into a good spot there, man. You know,
Oh yeah,
and I know you're appreciative and
oh
I, I
yeah, for sure.
I listen to your interviews on the show and you just go with the flow and you're in a
Oh
major
yeah, man.
yeah, that's a major group. It's a crazy group.
It is
Because it's like necro.
The
We know
way I always the way I always describe it is it's like this like 1920s like freak show or something, like an old three-ring circus, and Rob Black, he's the ringleader, and everybody else is like their own act. Like Necro would be like an old school strong man. Slack
uh-huh.
would be like the guy that eats like light bulbs and like sticks nails in his nose and stuff. Lindsay would be like the sword swallowing lady, and here I am, the bearded lady. It or a clown. It's fun. We all got our little roles. We all got our little roles. It's
I
cool.
know. I know. And then the Mexican manager with the
Daddy, oh, I love Daddy.
dude, that's so funny, man. He's running around.
with the microphone. That always
Oh,
gets
that was a good addition, wasn't it? Oh
Yeah,
man, that was
Such
Necro's idea. We surprised him with it.
oh wow.
you know, it's such a like a group of and then you throw Jasmine Sinclair in there, like
Jasmine,
what?
Yeah, and she's so cool, man. Like she's the funniest out of all of us because, like obviously Necro's doing his matches, and I'm a wrestler too, so like it's expected me to do little spots. Danny knows how to do some stuff, and like whenever it comes up to Jasmine's turn, she's just like, "All right, throw me, okay?
Oh,
Y'all better catch me."
listen,
know.
that last that tag team match out in that was in California, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was one of the best brawls all over the building. Atticus Cogar came in.
Oh, for sure.
And
Oh yeah, man, that shocked everyone.
Oh my God, yeah. And then and Jasmine is just randomly hitting people with
With a
sticks.
Yeah, she's trying, man. She's hitting people as hard as she can. We gotta give her some weights or something, man. I love her to death. She's tried.
No, I know. And when they picked her up, they were trying to cut the barbed wire, and then Schlack just he barely made her over there. He got her over, and she just goes. And it was a great way she fell on the video. She didn't get hurt because you could tell she broke the fall enough, but she just comes tumbling down like.
That was great.
It looked like the perfect amount of smooth and brutal at the same time.
Yes. That was the perfect. If you wanted like a crazy brawl with added craziness, that was the match to say. Yeah, I love that match. The whole show. Yeah.
No, my hat's off to Rob Black, man. His shows from start to finish, that they have my attention. Every single match is like a 5-star match, man.
Oh yeah, like he always says, we're making movies,
I know.
Absolutely. And a quick plug for XPW. They return to the East Coast. Here Comes Revenge, March 25th. And what is it? New Jersey? Where in New Jersey?
Newark,
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, much props to you guys, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Necro Butcher versus Masada on that one for the heavyweight championship.
okay.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, Necro rolled up Masada at the last show to win the tag match.
Yeah, he pinned him. He pinned the world champion.
Pinned the world champion, man.
Oh, that barbed wire match the month before, he landed hard when the barbed wire broke.
Oh yeah, man, that was scary. His head hit the floor.
He got up, man. We've seen him.
Oh yeah, man.
It's
gonna take a lot more than that to kill the Necro Butcher.
I know.
And the funny thing is like we get to the back and everybody's like, "Okay, man, we know that hurt," and he's just nothing's wrong, business as usual.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a good friend to have.
Oh, for sure. He is.
I've known him over 20 something years.
Yeah, I've only known him for like a year. Yeah. This month would be an exact year that I've been Necro's like little sidekick, at little shows and being. The first day me and him ever met, he instigated me to get into a shoot fight. we were at the we were at the New Jack Memorial Show, of all places, and I was in like this triple threat tag match. It was 3 teams of 2, and one of these pairs brought a manager with him, and the manager's like wanting to hit us with like cookie sheets and frying pans. We're like, all right, cool. Well, the very first thing he does is hit me with a frying pan, but he turns it sideways like a hammer. And he gets me just right in the eye, instant black eye. I roll to the outside, take the pan from him, and then we're doing the rest of the match. And then I get lemon juice poured in my cuts. And as soon as I get my eyes back, I'm on my knees. And this manager is full-blown execution style with a crutch. And it still had the wing nut and everything in it. And it just split me wide open. And I get to the back while the match is still going on. I have to crawl to the back to, see what the hell is wrong. And Necro, first words he's ever said to me, I didn't even say hi to him before this. He goes, "What the hell happened to you?" And I go, "That stupid manager's bust me wide open." And he goes, "What you going to do about it?" And at first I was like, "Oh, I'll probably talk to the promoter, the diplomatic approach." And then he goes, "You don't got no hair on your balls. You don't whoop his ass." And after he said that, I had to whoop his ass. So I stood up. I didn't even realize that the match was over. They were celebrating the win that they just had. The manager's taking a victory lap, and he's on the straightaway to the curtain, but he's not past the ring yet. And right before he passes the ring, I turn a little bit more wider and faster than he does. And I cut him off, and I have the crutch that he hit me with. And I just caned it till it broke his arm. Didn't mean to. Didn't mean to. I just wanted to embarrass him. But I was like, dang, I can't have the Necro Butcher thinking I'm a coward. And since then, I guess he's been like, "Oh, we'll bring your dumb ass around."
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that. I heard. Now that you say that, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I remember that a story. Either was a
Blake O posted it on YouTube. If you follow the Blake O channel or
Blake O, yeah. I know what it was. Yeah, Blake O. It was
561 5651. I don't know the numbers exactly, but yeah,
it was like something about like wrestling.
taking liberties.
Taking liberties. That's what.
Yeah. Manager tried taking liberties on me, and he learned that they don't mess with a hardcore hillbilly.
Liberties. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That might have led you to the XPW.
Oh yeah. That, like, I look back on that, and that is definitely one of those like fork in the road moments of my career.
No, that's good. Yeah.
And it's so crazy, just like being friends with Necro like this, like we're shoot friends, Well, I like to think anyway. If you ask Necro, his answer might be different, but every show he does, just about, it's with me because he only does XPW, and everything else is like, like one-time bookings for his buddies. Well, like, I'm on all of his buddies' shows. So it's like there will be some times where we'll have a show with XPW like up in Jersey, and then the next weekend we're hanging out again in Tennessee, But like before I got into wrestling, I never imagined like even being on shows with him, let alone like being in matches with him, let alone getting to be friends with him. It's wild.
Well, yeah, he's escalated quick. In a 1-year period, he's flying to shows all across the country, associating with Jasmine Sinclair.
Yeah.
Main event in the angle. And you're gonna do California #2, right?
It's mind blowing, man. It's so mind blowing,
First announced entrant.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
2 rings and a platform, right? That's what
man. So that's gonna be crazy. So I'm excited about that. I got some crazy plans, man. If we can make it happen, so.
Wow.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
Backtracking a little, you started training in 2018 in All Pro Wrestling, correct?
Yeah, WWA 4.
WWA 4. Okay. In
Yeah.
2018, right?
No, let me think. No, it was 2019.
2019. Okay.
Yep, 2019.
Can you
It
walk?
was my senior year in high school.
Oh wow, 2019.
Yep.
And you, what made you decide to join? What made you, what was that the point where you're like, oh, I'm doing it?
Well, I always wanted, like I said, always wanted to be a pro wrestler and always wanted to go to school. And I had my eyes on that school for a while. And I worked at a haunted house, and I did that job. Got paid at the end of the season, but the end of the season payout was like $2,000. And at the same time, I also had my senior project that I had to start working on, and we had to do that on a career. Well, the only career I've ever wanted to be was a pro wrestler. So I was like, there's no better hands-on project than going to wrestling school.
Wow.
And yeah, so I did that from September of 2019 all the way till everything shut down in the pandemic in about late March, early April.
Oh yeah. God.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that thing.
Can you walk us through the? Can you walk
Yeah,
us
but then after that, though, like when everything shut down, I was like, oh well, hell, I guess I'm a pro wrestler now. And I hit up IWA Deep South, and they got my foot in the door,
Carnage Cup.
Yep. But before that, I was doing little like pandemic tapings, little private tapings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Can you walk us through your first day in wrestling school? Like what was going through your mind going into this, leading up to that day? Did they make you do anything crazy?
You walked in.
Man, I was like, I was excited and nervous, and then that quickly turned into dread because it was some hard work, man. It was the hardest work I've ever done. For like I'll just explain the first day. Like when I got there, I signed the paperwork. It was like a little like every day was something like different, like during the week, but it was like character building day on Wednesday that day. And so like the first half was like learning how to do promos and stuff like that, and they had like an acting like teacher, and then after like the second half though, man, it turned up. Like I ran ropes, I was throwing up, like kept doing rolls till I could get somewhat of a roll down, and just busting my ass, like literally like working till I'm puking in a bucket in the ring, and then just getting back up, just having to go, Eventually they'd be like, "Oh dang, maybe he should stop before he has a heart attack," but
You weren't going to quit. You didn't even think.
Oh no, man. Like I would say after like 2 weeks, and the people from this like new crop of people that I came in with, like after the ones that were gonna stay were still there, they're like, all right, this is wrestling. It was still hard work, man. It was still hard work, but it wasn't like the boot camp style that they made it seem before,
Yeah.
Now at WWA 4 was did you do any training with AR Fox?
Yeah, he was the head trainer, did a couple work, like obviously he would teach the drills and stuff like that.
Oh, really? He was the main trainer?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that guy is
that guy's an athlete.
Yeah, we remember him from CZW when he first came to CZW years ago.
Yeah, man. I think he's in AEW now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Way back. He used to come up from Atlanta and come fly up from Atlanta and then go to the arena.
Yeah, Atlanta's a great hub to fly. Like I love living in Georgia. Like I would never move anywhere else, just for the pure like easy to travel. You can fly out of anywhere.
Yeah, that was cool. He was a good guy back then. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
He came in there, and I should tell a funny story. But let me tell you a funny story. He would come and I guess he didn't want to bother anybody. So one time, I was with two other guys, Steve, and we saw him like standing at a. This might have been he might have done a couple shows. Second time there, he was standing out like on the street waiting for a bus. Like, and we're like, "There's AR Fox," and we're like, and he's like, one of the guys was like the medic for CZW. And I said, "There's AR Fox standing in the corner there." And we're like, roll down the window, like, "What are you doing?" He was, "I'm getting a bus back to the airport." And we're like, "What? Ride with us. We're going that way." So we jumped in the car. And I'm like, "How'd you?" He said, "You flew in?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, how'd you get here?" He says, "Took the bus from the airport." He didn't. I said, "Man." And then I think the doctor told him, "So we'll get someone to help you out with that. You don't need to do that." But he was, he didn't want to. He's very humble and didn't want to, be a pain in the butt. He just wanted to show up there and tear it up.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, man. And the bumps, the things he could do,
that
man.
came to death. He took him crazy.
He was really entertaining. He could make a show. He was really something. Yeah.
Now, growing up, did you watch any of the Combat Zone Wrestling or IWA Mid South?
No, I actually didn't really get like I knew what death matches were, but I didn't really get into like the indie deathmatch scene until I was in like high school. Before that, like I really loved watching like ECW and TNA. Like in the late 2000s, early 10s were kind of big into the hardcore stuff. So like whenever they would have like like whatever their match names was, one was like Full Metal Mayhem or Hardcore Hell, whatever they had. Yeah. And but yeah, like I would always watch those, and then like I said, when I got into high school, I got in like the big like American deathmatch scene.
And you wanted to do, even before you went to the training school, you had your mindset on doing deathmatch stuff.
Oh yeah. Like I knew like I at least wanted to do like Mick Foley, thumbtacks, barbed wire. Okay. Like I never realized, like I never thought I would be doing like gusset plates, and light tubes and stuff like that. Like not that I was afraid to have been doing it, but like I didn't think that would have been an option to do in Georgia, because Georgia, even though we don't have a commission, we're still a pretty traditional wrestling state.
Yeah, they don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that never like interested me. I wanted to be every promotion's Mick Foley.
Right.
And sorry, what were you saying?
No, did you tell your trainer that, or did you?
Oh yeah, I told him. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do death matches.
What did he say?
He was like, "Don't do that." he was like, "Don't you want to make money and like be able to do this for a while?"
Oh, you mean AR Fox?
Yeah.
Oh,
AR used to do death matches. I'm sure he'd still do one, now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't his main thing, he's a phenomenal wrestler, so he can do anything,
Yeah. But he's had some death matches. He's gone through two.
Oh yeah, man. His stuff on Lucha Underground.
Yeah. He wrestled. Yeah, he did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot. I keep forgetting that his trainer was AR Fox. Yeah. But he didn't care because he worked for CZW, so he really couldn't say much about that. And then okay.
So I told him, I was like, that's all I want to do. No, I was like, as soon as I get done with this, I ain't doing no regular matches. And that's been pretty much true. Except like, the times that I'm tagging with Necro. If they ain't paying Necro deathmatch money, Necro ain't doing no deathmatch. You got to pay premium. You going to see Necro bleed. So we'll get the shows, and I'll be like, "What we doing tonight?" And he goes, "We ain't getting crazy." All right. Guess I gotta actually wrestle.
So, what was your first introduction to IWA Deep South?
I started like when I was in high school. I started helping them set up weapons because they were running a couple shows in my hometown over at the Armory.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like pure happenstance. Like 2 years before that, I found out about them and all of the companies, and like Indiana and places like that just seem so far away. 'Cause my dad, like, he liked wrestling, but not enough to be like, all right, we can go 8 hours away to go watch this wrestling show.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so like that just seems so far away. And so like I really thought I wouldn't see my first actual death match in person until my first death match, like, show match. Like that like that's what I was thinking, because it was so, everything was so far away. And then when IWA came to Atlanta, Carrollton, I jumped on that and helped them set up weapons. And then when the pandemic happened, and the wrestling school shut down, by that time I felt like I knew enough to safely be able to, put together some matches.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Kevin Brennan.
Yep, Kevin.
Yeah, we know him from way back. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you got you on Carnage Cup.
Yeah, yep. I got on Carnage Cup, wrestled Aiden Blackheart and Chewy Martinez, who went on to win it.
Mm. Yeah, Chewy's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Chewy's a trip.
Yeah.
That was your first time at IWA Deep South?
No, that wasn't my first time at Deep South. Like I said, during high school, I'd helped them set up weapons. I was like part of their weapon crew, and then during the pandemic, I did like 3 backyard shows for them.
Okay.
We were doing like little tapings. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing that. Yeah, Kevin Brennan was getting around it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was with Deep South for probably about 6 months, like wrestling with them before the first Carnage Cup.
Yep. And
Yep.
then you must have been excited to get on Carnage Cup, because that's a major.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I was pumped for that, especially getting to wrestle Aiden. Aiden's a good buddy of mine. He's a good dude. Me and him, we got to go to Denver, Colorado, and do slave to death match, stuff like that. Smoke a bunch of legal weed.
Did you fly there, or you didn't drive to Denver, did you?
Oh man, the first time, like I do the most backyard stuff, like not backyard, the most backward stuff, just
Yeah.
for the thrill of the adventure. Like I could have flown, 'cause I was gonna have to fly regardless, but instead of flying from Atlanta to Denver, which would have probably ended up being cheaper, I decided I wanted to be on a big ass road trip, and so I flew to Indiana and rode with them from Indiana to Colorado. And helped out with gas, and everything, and got to hang out with them.
Okay, well, see, that was a good experience, but yeah, that is.
Oh yeah.
Now you'd want to fly. You wouldn't.
Oh yeah, man. Like looking back at that, I'm like, man, that was like the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Because by the time I like helped out with my part of gas and my plane ticket to Indiana, I should have just flew to fucking Denver.
And then you had to drive all the way back to Indiana and then fly back to Atlanta.
Yeah. Then we had to drive all the way back to Indiana. It was like a 20-something hour long car drive.
And you went to Denver, and Denver's a major hub. You could have easily gotten a flight.
Oh yeah, easily.
Most, yeah. By the time by the time they would have been out of Colorado to the Colorado border or whatever state it touches, Nebraska or whatever.
Yeah, by the time they had been out of the second state, I'd have been home chilling. But yeah, but it was a good trip though. Like that was my first, like, all right, I'm a real wrestler. Like, here's the road rules. Kind of trip. It was fun.
He's experienced a lot in a short period of time. I mean,
yeah, I've only been doing this for 3 years, man, and I feel like I've done more than a lot of guys have been doing it for 15.
No, for sure. No, without a doubt. And like I said, you were in the main event for the last couple XPW shows. That's big.
I was going to ask about the etiquette.
I was going to ask you. We were talking about IWA Deep South. There's a video on YouTube called the Staple Incident. You walk. What exactly is it? I mean, in your words, the Staple Incident.
Yeah. So this was my debut match over at IWA Deep South, and it was my first ever like death match. And before that, nobody like has ever shown me how to make a blade because I've never had to use one.
Ooh.
And so I go up to John Rare because I figured he's the most experienced out of all of them. But hindsight's 2020. But at that time, he was the most experienced man in my life, and so I go, how do I cut this blade? And so he like shows me how to cut it, and he cuts one, and then he puts in his pocket, and just sends me off with this like 30-second, instructional knowledge. And so I end up making more of like a shank, and I put it in my tape. Well, it gets caught in my tape, so I get cracked with a barbed wire bat. But I accidentally the barbed wire was too separated, and so the bat like cracked me in the head, and it sounded like a home run. And everybody thought I was like really knocked out, but I was just fighting to get my blade out of my tape, and I got it out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make a good impression," just all the way across. And my camera's so bad, you probably won't even be able to see. Oh yeah, you can see it good, right, right
Oh,
there.
oh, air coolest
But
there.
yeah, man.
We had John Rare. Now, see, you asked the guy that uses box cutters and exactly.
Yeah, he be stabbing people and using fire, blowing himself up with fireworks and.
Yeah, you want to ask like somebody like.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, like in hindsight, he's the one I asked to show me how to make a blade.
I would ask the most experienced bleeder with the best looking head. Like, what do you do? Don't ask me to have Go to the Butcher or New Jack or something like that. No.
If you knew the roster at the time of the pandemic tapings, you would also went up to John Rare. Man, but yeah, so I end up like cutting myself like way too deep. My opponent starts freaking out. We end the match right there, and we are so far from the hospital in like the town of Odenville, Alabama, the middle of nowhere. And there's no super glue or nothing, and I'm losing blood like quick. Like every part of my face that's not like covered in blood is just ghost white pale. And the best thing we could think of was just stapling my forehead till I got to the hospital. Because it was Alabama and you need a license. We definitely weren't calling no ambulance.
Oh, yeah.
And so we staple it shut because that was the only option we had. And but what's so funny about that video is during the pandemic, it was like one of the first new things that like came out.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So like one of the first new pieces of footage was my dumb ass getting stapled in the woods, and the whole time I couldn't be happier. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm a deathmatch wrestler, getting that douche. How's that, guys? Douche. Yeah. And these weren't like stable gun staples like what we would use in a match or like office staples. These were like wooden carpenter industrial staples.
And stop the bleeding?
Yeah. It closed it.
Wow, maybe
I got to the hospital, and I tell the whole way there I'm having to make up this story because I can't tell them I'm a pro wrestler. The insurance wouldn't like that too much.
I heard. I'm hearing that from different wrestlers. Yeah,
Yeah. So like the whole way there, I'm like, okay, how do I explain these welts all over my arm from a kendo stick, and how do I explain like all this glass that's still in my back, and like all these cuts and stuff. And I go, okay, I got it. So we get to the hospital, and I tell this nurse that me and my buddies were out landscaping, and the little trigger thing caught me when a tree branch fell and just nicked me a little bit. But in the process of that, knocked me off a ladder through a greenhouse. And that was my like explanation to like explain the bruise on my arm. Like I tried catching the tree limb to explain the big ass gash, all the glass in me and stuff. Yeah, and they didn't ask no questions, man. They were like, "Oh, all right."
Part of it they don't want to know, but
yeah.
But if it's a stab wound or so, some wrestlers have been beat up, have gone in there, and they really think it was a fight, an attack, and they're thinking somebody else out there is injured. Like this is a crime.
Oh shit, yeah.
And they're like, what happened? So they make up different stories. I've heard stories where a deer went through the front windshield and started kicking him in the head. Things like that. Use that one next time. Use that if you need to use
Yeah,
it.
man, I should just have like a book. I should publish that book for other wrestlers, just in case you gotta go to the hospital.
Tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade.
Everything from a broken nose to a damn, shattered leg. Here's an excuse for you.
Well, those are all believable. You could fall off a house.
Oh yeah. I guess those would be a lot easier than a damn gash in your forehead or like a circle of flesh like missing from your leg.
Yeah. I always wonder when a guy like Jun Kasai or something goes to or somebody who's covered with scars from head to toe, like the doctor got to be like, what is? I've never seen anything like this.
I'll tell you one that's funny to go places: the public swimming pool or the beach. I don't take my shirt off. Not because I'm like fat or insecure or nothing. It's because everybody stares at me because I look like I've been to jail or something crazy. I have all these scars all over me and these ugly ass tattoos.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
so I look like I'm some like hardened criminal or something crazy maybe. No, I'm just a hillbilly that makes horrible life decisions.
No, they would think, the average person doesn't understand. Like, see,
yeah, they don't get it. Like at my job, like I wear my beanie all the time, but I started wearing that because it looks better than wearing bandages.
Okay, Corp Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, so I wear the beanie like when I'm covering up holes.
Yeah, a funny thing. I remember one time they had, Corp Robinson was down here in Delaware at a TOD or something. And I don't know. It was me and a couple guys, and we were going to eat somewhere, and he was with me, and we went into he wanted to get a pack of cigarettes, right? And his ID was somewhere, and we walked into this place, and the guy goes, "Oh, I need ID." He's like, "ID?" And I'm like, "Well, here, I'll buy it." He goes, "No, you can't buy it because you'll give it to him." I'm like, and he goes, "I'm 30." He said, and he pulls off his hat, and he goes, "How many damn 18-year-olds got a forehead like that?" We walked out. I think we went somewhere else. But they were checking ID, but it was zero tolerance. They had to check everybody's ID. They probably got busted selling them.
Man, I got a funny ID story. So since I was like 16, I've always had the beard, and so like in my small town, nobody gives a shit. I walk in there, I'm like, yeah, let me get a pack of Marlboros and some of these smeared off ices. They don't care. And then when I turned 18 and started wrestling, well, hell, once you're already in the bar, nobody asks any questions. Like I just turned 21, but I've been living like the 21-year-old life for the past 3 years.
Oh wow, you're one of the younger ones. So you were you were under 21 when you were XPW.
Yep. Not when I was at XPW. Not while I was with XPW.
But you're the youngest on their roster then, right?
Yep. I'm a baby.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like everybody's like little brother or son,
Yeah, we hear the interviews. It's very entertaining there.
Yeah.
That's funny. But I was going to ask him about the etiquette. Like, what did they teach you about? Like, when you went into school. What did they teach you about, like back ring, locker room etiquette? We always like this story, like, give the veteran the seat. Know don't do this, that. Did they teach you those type of things?
I mean, like it wasn't really anything that like we really needed much to talk about, like at the school. Like whenever we'd go to other shows and stuff like that, like like we kind of already knew how to act, a lot of the guys.
Okay.
But Yeah, like I'll be doing some stuff like Necro Butcher. He points out a lot of stuff like I just won't be paying no attention, tying on my boots, and Slack or somebody will be standing behind me, and he's got to be like Hillbilly, and I'll be like, oh my bad, man, let me get up, But yet nobody's ever had to, especially me. I'm just a cool, respectful guy. Nobody's ever had to like sit down and give me no etiquette training or you know
You're just cool.
like the shaking like the shaking everybody hands and like the little stuff even if they weren't a set code thing, I think I would still do it just 'cause it feels natural. Like I want to be everybody's friend. I'm like, what's up? I'm the Hillbilly, we're partying up at room 601.
The veterans still do that?
Oh well, me and Necro sure as hell do.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah. Oh man, me and Necro are always the party room.
No,
Every town.
shaking the hand of all the.
Oh, shaking hands. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, the veterans shake everybody's hands, of course.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm sure, like Drake Younger's a good example of a guy that just still just loves the business. Like I'm sure he acts the same way he does going in every locker room now, like he did his first locker room.
Yeah.
Like he's cool as shit, and like all of the vets. Like usually I'm the guy that goes, like I'm usually a guy that says hey first because I see people walking up at a distance and I'm like, oh shit, that's Dirty Rod, or something. But like Bo Cooper, he came up to me first, and everybody at least that I've came in contact with still has the old school locker room etiquette, mindset.
Oh, okay.
It's very nice. Like I go to local shows every now and again, and I hang out with like other young people, and just like all the drama and extra stuff I hear them worrying about, like just do your job and get paid, man. Have a good time.
Well, I know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I heard about all that stuff. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like it. I think a lot of it is the separation between regular wrestlers and the deathmatch crop. Because like the deathmatch group is so small, you kind of gotta be respectful and cool, or you
Oh,
get
right.
like,
Okay.
or you become like a shame on in the industry. Like like Dilf Boy. Like I don't want talk bad about him, but like he's a perfect example of a guy where like his biggest thing is locker room etiquette.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, you
You
got
know.
on your wing.
Oh yeah, man. Like you just gotta be cool, man. Like wrestling is just like life. Like if you're a good person, it'll be good to you. Like if you're good and chill, it'll be good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Let's say,
That's at your shoot job. Do they know you're a wrestler?
Oh yeah.
oh, yeah.
Like everybody from like all of the workers to the regular customers and stuff, they all know. Like I wear my hoodie to work sometimes, and people will be like, "Oh, what's XPW?"
Really?
Oh yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, it's this wrestling company I do." Just a small thing.
His interview when Rob Black calls him, he's hilarious. I can't wait till he's there. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm here. And he's like, who's in the car with you? And he's like, and then they'll just it makes it, and then it just I've never seen conversations just go bonkers like into anything.
Oh man, and that's him in real life too. Like I'll get to shows like ungodly early, and so for a little bit during the day, it's me hanging out with Mr. Black, and that's how our conversations are, man. We go from one thing to another, no limits. Like I love how he has drug my regular like civilian friends into the XPW universe. Uh, by mentioning them on the podcast, like they are now full blown characters
Yeah.
in the XPW universe. I had to post a picture the other day from the gym of me and my buddy Aaron. His name in XPW is Dahmer.
Oh yeah,
But,
I heard that guy. Yeah.
because he's got these really thick Coke bottle glasses.
calls him Donald, yeah.
And yeah, and he's my best friend, man. And like we be posting pictures, and he's always with me though. Like when we're doing the podcast, it's usually like me and him getting high in a parking lot somewhere, and it's like, oh shit, Rob's calling us.
Do they like being part of the show?
Oh yeah, they get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of it.
He even puts fans in the show, like the neckbeards.
Does he?
Are you sure you're not a neckbeard?
No, I
Put
ain't woke. I
your
ain't
head
woke.
up.
I ain't woke.
I think. I think we got a neckbeard here.
Oh man.
Your drool.
A what?
Your drool.
What's that?
He's a neckbeard. He's a neckbeard.
You got to listen to the Rob Block podcast. You know all about the drools.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I'm not with this guy.
No.
Neckbeard.
First he tried to burn my house last time. Now he's calling me a neckbeard.
Oh, yeah. We did kill Bill. Yeah, that's funny.
So do you get recognized on your shoot job? Has a fan ever come in and say, "Hey, you're that hillbilly guy on XPW"?
Yeah, but not from XPW. From Slap Fight, I've been recognized a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw highlights of that on the. So evidently he was on the Kevin Brennan outdoor show, right? Slap boxing.
Yep.
And then they saw you and they brought you into like a bigger tournament, right?
Yeah, so with that, they were actually going to sue Kevin because he just slapped their logo on our championship belt. And to get like evidence, they had to watch like a video of us using the logo. And it was me versus Big James for the championship belt in this tournament. And I knocked him out in the second round. Well, they were like, okay, we'll bring over Hardcore Hillbilly. But they thought, like, they tried to make an example of me. Like they led me to believe that I was going up against like somebody of like equal experience. Yeah. Well, I show up there and it's me versus Solid Slug, who was their heavyweight champion at the time. Well, before me, the longest anybody lasted was 3 rounds, and that was their previous champion. Me and Solid Slug went 15.
I saw that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
oh man, me and him went 15 rounds, and what they didn't expect is like I guess I'm too dumb to care if I'm getting hurt or whatever. Could be like every time I get hit, I'm like, oh shit, I'm still alive. Here we go.
It went 15 slaps, huh?
Yeah, 15 slaps. Yeah, 15 from him and 15 from me. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and then it goes to a decision. Why did they stop it at 15?
So they stopped that one at 15, but it was medic's choice. I broke my hand and he was having some shoulder issues. But like it got to the point in the fight where it was just dragging on and nobody was doing like no kind of damage to nobody. And they noticed my hand, they kept checking it. And then once they got to like a point where they didn't feel like it was worth me going on, they were like, yeah, we're going.
And it went to a decision.
Yeah, it went. Yeah, they called that one, and then I've done 3 fights for them. My record there is awful. I'm 0-3, but because my accuracy sucks, I can't hit the side of a barn, man. I tell you.
That is so. I mean, you broke your hand.
Yeah, slapping them so hard, I broke my hand.
Man, that
it's a common injury. Doing the slap fight stuff, cause like these guys, you know, like they're prepared to just sit there and take slaps. So like they be working out their necks and stuff. You know, you hit them guys. You hit a guy that's sitting there expecting to get hit, you might as well be hitting a tree.
Right, because it's now you're not supposed to. Are you trying to hold your head straight, or are you?
Yeah, so I guess people have like different like tactics, like some people they try to go with it or like try to time their movement because you can get like a minor movement if you think it's worth like the risk of trying to get away with it, you can try to do minor movement and stuff. But me, I just like bite down on my mouthpiece and clench my hands and just grit in there, just
How does it feel after 15? What did you do?
It feels awful.
It took a little while to recover, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Like and it's not like, getting like a random slap like from a girl, like
Oh, yeah.
whenever anybody thinks of getting slapped, like they think of getting slapped by like a girlfriend or something and a little sting. No, man, these guys are full grown men
Oh, I
with
know.
like, and their whole mission in life is to be the greatest slap fighter they can be. And oh man, it gets a little like scary, man. Like a couple times, like you'll lose track of like what round you're on and stuff.
I know. I just slapped myself like that, and it hurts just light. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Like I've seen people getting teeth knocked out, broken jaws from it. I've got knocked out, like I'm sure y'all have seen.
You should incorporate that with the XPW. Have some women slapping you or something like that. Be in the ring and they're all slapping you at the same time.
It's one of my finishers. Sometimes I do a big dusty punch, but instead of an elbow, it's a slap at the end.
Okay.
Like a big wind up. Yeah, every now and again I pull it out.
You should let Jasmine slap you just for the hell of it on video. I think that would be funny. I think that would get hits.
Yeah. Jasmine's a trip to hang out with, man.
I hope we see that slap at California too.
Yeah. I might pull it off. I'll pull it off for y'all. Especially now that Rob Black knows about the slap fight, and I'm sure he's gonna want me to do something. Like my next venture I'm trying to get into is like hillbilly boxing. Like kind of like like the influencer boxing. Well, I found one where it's like redneck brawls, and they've taken like just random rednecks, and I'm thinking about either doing that or rough and rowdy. Just like a little side quest to represent XPW at, I think would be fun.
You know what would be funny? If you and this is what XPW used to do 20 years ago. They do little storylines. Like if they had you and Jasmine and Necro and going into like museum or somewhere in, like something out of the ordinary, like you guys apply for college or something, or show up at a police academy.
That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious.
You guys you go to a random church and want to do some volunteer work and then be like,
that'd be funny.
Yeah, like out of the ordinary antics, crazy antics. Like apply for a job somewhere. Like you like are you guys like a
you know how there's like Undercover Boss? A segment on XPW TV should be Undercover Hillbilly.
Tell them about it. That'd be great.
Oh man,
you guys.
I wish I could like. I just need to bug Rob about like working and living at his like shop up in New York, and I just want to just be there just to film stuff, just to.
That's funny. That's funny.
Man, we do got some funny ideas in the work though. Y'all are gonna like me and Jasmine got, so just stay tuned. XBW TV is gonna get pretty funny with the hillbilly.
Yeah. We used to see her when she ran 3PW in Philly 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Run shows in Philly. She might have told you about that, but she's good. She's
nice. Great. They were really good shows.
Yeah.
Stack cards, man.
Yep. She was good. I like her.
So Hillbilly, in the 3 years you've been wrestling, what's your worst injury you've had?
I've been like super lucky to like not have anything major. Like the worst stuff that I've had is like a couple bad cuts. Like most recently, I had a pretty bad gash on the back of my head when me and Necro. Well, when Necro tagged with Atticus versus Slack and Masada, I got hit with a chair by Slack for my troubles, and had a pretty good gash on the back of my head, and all the girls in the hotel were all worried about it, and Necro, and but other than that though, like I've been pretty lucky, knock on wood,
Okay, we're not going to go into the hotel situation. to protect the innocent.
Well, don't want to incriminate nobody.
No, it's funny.
You travel a lot with Insane Lane, Sarah Dox, and Brad Cash, right?
Yep.
They're good guys.
We interviewed all them in different times.
Oh yeah, especially Insane Lane, man. Like he's one of my shoot buddy, like legit shoot buddies in this business. Me and him live like 30 minutes away from each other. So we'll ride up to Tennessee together sometimes. We like to go to the comedy club in Atlanta and go tear up the town every now and again. He's a good friend to have. He's cool.
He's good. Yeah, man. Good guys. It's a shame that UBU isn't happening.
Man. I was so heartbroken for all them guys, man. I know they're all looking forward to it, but hopefully we can bring them into XPW or something.
Oh, for sure.
I think they'd be pretty cool fits to the Mega Maga. Two big, country boys.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I guess they're XPW is always open to. Do they like your feet? I mean, do they list the wrestlers' feet? Do you guys have like a lot? They give you a lot of freedom to do your own character.
Oh yeah, like Rob Black, he tells us like basically what he wants us to do, but it's like it's more like bullet points. Like he tells us just enough stuff to have an idea of what he's wanting. But like everything else, we just figure it out ourselves. Like he'll tell Necro what he wants me to do, and Necro will be like, "Okay, you need to do this," and then he won't tell me he won't tell me nothing more than like the bare minimum, and then it's like I'm in a cutscene, like in a video game. Like I'll be seeing it happen. And I'm like, oh shit, here's my chance. And, I just go with, whatever. And most of the time, it ain't nothing hard. It's all right, you're going to slide in the ring and then get blasted in the face with a kendo stick. Okay.
Did you guys go? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. What were you saying?
Did Atticus Cogar, was he a last minute? Nobody knew he was there. Did they kind of hide him in there and then pop him up last minute, or was he back?
Yeah, like I had no idea who Necro's partner was till I got to the show. So
wow,
they did really good. They did a really good job about keeping that a secret.
That's good.
Back on UVU, did you see that Zandig incident with Shrek?
Yeah, over at the Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were up at setting up for the show as that was all unfolding, and then he like came back and like told us all the chaos that unfolded. He was like, "Yeah, man, we showed up this fucking Chinese buffet."
That's great.
What were you saying?
Do you think the fries are really bad? He said the fries.
I'll take his word on it. I know it might have been the one that I went to on accident one time. I was in Trenton, New Jersey, the first time going out to XPW, and my flight got canceled back. So I like spent an entire day just getting high and going to a Chinese buffet.
That's great.
Let's get to the food situation.
Oh yeah, the food situation.
We always ask the guys the food. What kind of stuff? Where do you guys don't have Wawas down there, do you?
No, we don't have like down here in Georgia. We have like Racetrack and QT is our thing.
Have you been to like these Northeast restaurants like the Wawas and things?
Yeah, that's like a gas station up there, right? The Wawa.
Yeah, like that?
No, I've never gotten stuff from the Wawa. When I go up there, we usually get like if we're in California, we'll get like In and Out like at least once. Me and Necro make like a mission for that. But most of the time, it's like we'll get just like local mom and pop little shop stuff. Like DoorDash is a wrestler's best friend when you're in town and you're in a hotel because nobody drove or nothing. And if you're in a hotel, you can't walk to nothing. We DoorDash and it's weird the way we do it too, because during the morning we eat super healthy because we're like recovering from all the damage we put on our body partying the night before. So in the morning it'll be like some super clean fruit juice and like gourmet quesadillas or something. And at night we just eat like the most vile fast food, just something we can get in us quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We talked to Big Joe. He said we did him too. He liked the Wawa and the Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel's good. I love Joe. Joe always brings us these British candies whenever he comes down.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's good.
He's coming back next month, right? He's coming.
Yeah, he'll be in March, and they'll also be at California. So I guess Joe's gonna be flying a whole bunch.
That's a long ride. The Newark.
Yeah, it's like 15 hours, like just straight flying, and I can't imagine, man. Like just the flight to California is 6 hours, and 6 hours in an airplane is way longer than 6 hours in a car.
Yeah, because you're
especially when you're a big boy. Like I've been lucky enough to kind of wheel and deal my way every time I get on my airplanes to California. Like it'll be like two people that kind of know each other, and if I'm in the middle, I'll look at them and be like, "Yo, for all of our comfort, I would suggest some of y'all sit in the middle." That makes it a little better.
There's a little trick to try this next time. Be the very last one on the plane, and then once you get on, just sit in the first class.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I might try that.
Now, it takes strategy. You gotta make sure you're the last one on the plane, because you can't be on there and sit in first class and then have people come and that's my seat. So what you got to do is you stand near the door and the lady goes, "Are you on this flight?" And you're like, "Yeah." Well, you say, "I got my back's a little stiff. Tell me." Give me tell me as late as tell me when the door is going to close, and then I'll get on. So then she's like, "Look, they're closing the door. You're going to have to get on." Then you get on. The stewardesses are doing all kind of chaos, and you slide right there in first class. Act like you're sleeping. They won't say nothing. I'm not responsible if you get in trouble, but try it. It works. Trust me, I've done it.
That's great. So, Hillbilly, you got into XPW from Necro Butcher, right?
Yeah, it's very funny, like how I got on that. Necro hits up Rob Black and is like, "Hey, I got this flag waiver." He doesn't ask Rob Black if I can hop on. He just tells him, "Hey, man, we got this Hillbilly. He'll do anything." And since then, man, like like he got my foot in the door, and I've hopped on, and like I said, I'm like everybody's little brother. Even Rob Black, is starting to grow, take a grow, and I'm starting to grow on him.
What would you do when you first met him? Him being the boss?
Oh man, I was like starstruck because I heard like all the crazy stuff about him, of course, But like once you get to meet him, like you find out, like he is just as crazy as everybody says, but he's cool too. Like he's just such a fascinating individual, and he takes care, like I know it's so far from your question because you're like, what's the first thing you thought, but I'm just putting him over. He takes care of all of us. He's such a cool dude. Like I had an issue with my flight out in California. Completely missed my flight, all because I wanted to smoke all my weed. And I called Rob Black. I'm like, "Hey man, they're trying to charge me an extra $100 to like get me on my next flight. Can you help me out?" And next thing I know, I hear ka-ching on my Cash App, and he sent me like the money to fix my ticket. Like no he could have been like, "Fuck you, Hillbilly,"
Okay, yeah.
He's cool. He's cool. So anybody say anything bad about Rob, I'll go to the grave for Rob Black.
I'm not saying nothing bad about that dude.
I was just playing.
That's funny, yeah.
You've been around for 3 years. You've participated in many, many death matches. I always ask everyone, what's the craziest thing a fan has asked you to sign?
I don't really like have any craziest things. One of the coolest things was a fan at the last LA show held on to the LA show previous a guitar that the body hit me with, and he brought it all the way to the LA show just for me to sign it, and that was pretty neat, you know. Like dang, he thought so much about it. He made sure to bring it to the next show and just signed it, you know.
Do you think there's a difference in the LA, California crowd and the New York crowd?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I just feel like the LA crowd is a little bit more lively, and it could also be because in LA we got more space. Not everybody's cramped in like we are in Jersey, but also I think in Jersey we're like building our fan base from scratch almost, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Because like in California, like I hear all the time from a lot of the people, they're fans that went to the original XPW
Hey,
out in California.
your microphone sounds a little like garbled.
Oh shoot. Oh, what about now? Is it still kind of bad?
No, well, when you put it there, it's okay.
Okay, I'll just hold it.
Are you sure? Is that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Cool.
The scene is different, huh? The scene is a little different.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, I think, you know, and over in New Jersey, it's so saturated with the wrestling too.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're all, even if it's not ICW or GCW, we're competing with a couple shows. You know, it's just there's only so many weekends in a month. You know.
All right.
Aside from XPW, is there any other companies you'd like to participate in?
Yeah, I'd really like to get into Circle Six stuff now that we're, you know, like kind of partnering with them, I guess. And I'd also like to get on No Peace Underground. But other than that, I'm content with the shows that I got. Like XPW, Horror Slam, and TPW keep me on a pretty good schedule.
The Horse Slam's up in Detroit, right?
Yep.
Wait, who did he wrestle?
I wrestled Madman Pondo last Horror Slam show.
The plastic donkey.
Yeah, it was the reindeer from Frozen.
Yeah, that was funny because it was screwy, but Mondo landed on it, and it was like he was pinning the donkey. It was funny. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a good match. That was a good match. They took all over the place. That was good. That was a good match.
Yeah, I had a blast with Pondo. He's fun, and it was another one of those like what is wrestling kind of things, because like, you know, I used to. Like I knew he was on the PlayStation games, you know, and I knew who Pondo was like since I was, you know, little watching Mick Foley and stuff. Just because like Pondo and Necro Butcher, those are like North American legends.
Yeah.
And he was another guy like just meeting him seemed like it would be impossible because of how far away he like lived in the shows that he does. And here I am getting to, you know, wrestle him in a match. It was neat.
Wow. He's experiencing a lot in a fast period of time.
Oh yeah, it was wild. I'm enjoying every little bit too.
Are you getting a lot of fan contact from all over the world or all over the country? You know.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, every day I see I have like a message request on our Facebook or Instagram, and or like they'll hit up the Hardcore Hillbilly page, and I feel so bad because I never check my Hardcore Hillbilly page, and so it'll be like people want me on a podcast or something, and they'll like ask me like 3 months ago, and I'll hit them up like, oh my bad, man, yeah, I'm down.
Wow. Well, we're glad we got you in a day or two because he just told me the other day, Danny, yeah, shout out to that dude. That he's in the band and everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
You're gonna check out the band. That's crazy.
Yeah, he knew to hit me up on the main one. I think, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting people. I mean, we enjoy this, and people like the interviews. We did J.J. Allen, Big Joe, Ponda. No, not Ponda. Hillbilly. You know Hillbilly down there? He's your competition down there, huh?
Who?
Hillbilly Nathan
Hillbilly.
Mallory.
Oh yeah, Nathan Mallory. Yeah. Oh man, I've never met him, but I want to do a match with him so bad. He lives in Georgia, also. Um, he actually works over at the DDP Yoga Studio. I only know that because I used to go work out there because it's like 30 minutes from my house. But he does like the video editing for DDP and stuff.
Yeah, he does all the films and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's got like a whole little crew. DDP does, and they're all just wrestlers that know how to do something else.
I think a hillbilly shirt would sell. Because you got
Sensi Sour one.
You got a shirt?
Yeah, I have a Seo Zawa shirt, but the only issue with that is like the design is so crazy, it's so expensive to get printed. So I'm trying to convince Rob Black into making me a shirt. Like I ain't even worried about the money. I just think it'd be cool seeing people wearing a hardcore hillbilly shirt. You know, like you know how like Ron Simmons had the shirt that just said "damn." I want "daggum."
Like with a picture of a hillbilly, like a hillbilly character type of thing. I got to see that.
Is sick, man. I seen it a few months ago, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. How do you get it? I think
Seo Zawa made a design for it.
Right, but where could somebody buy it?
Oh, you can't. You can't.
What do you mean?
They're now like extinct, like sold out permanently.
But don't they produce it from the company and then you get
No, it's not on. It's not on like a like I'm sure I could get the design put on like a Deathmatch Worldwide or like some kind of t-shirt company like that, and they would handle all that as people made orders. But I don't know. I don't think I got enough clout for Deathmatch Worldwide yet. I don't know. Maybe.
Contact Dustin Lee. Diehard Dustin Lee does a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
You know him?
No, I don't. But I'll hit him up. I'm sure I got him on Facebook.
Yeah, you know him on Facebook?
I'm sure. His name does sound familiar.
Yeah, he's got a t-shirt company out in Indiana. Yeah. And he sells like Toby Klein and some of that. He made one for Yeah, check him out.
Okay, I might hit him up. I go up to Indiana next weekend, so maybe I can get some shirts made quick.
What's going on there?
I'm in a wrestling match against this dude named Mongoose for traditional championship wrestling out of the historic arena.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he's wanting a hardcore match, so I'm down with doing whatever the building will allow us. So if he wants a hardcore match, Mongoose knows what he's getting with me.
You going alone? You got a crew of people you travel with, like to these indie shows?
This show I'm going with some like shoot friends from my hometown. We're just going on like a little fun ass trip, renting a hotel and stuff.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but normally though I fly out like on my own and I meet up with people like in town. Yeah, like when I go to California, it's funny because like when we're in the hotel room looking at flights, I'm like, yeah, I want the earliest flight, and Rob's like, why do you fly out at 6 a.m? We'll get you one for the nighttime, and I'm like, no, man, I like going fishing, and that's what I do. I go to California at like 6 a.m. California time, and I go to the pier and go fishing while everybody else goes in town. Or I go eat at the Cheesecake Factory with Jasmine.
Oh yeah, we heard about the cheesecake. We ordered there. We got one in Delaware. I've never been to a cheesecake factory. I always think it's like cheesecake, and I'm like, what do you order?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like when we got there, I was like, dang, I want some real food.
What did you eat?
I got like their bacon cheeseburger. Got like a salad and got like some like fancy wine thing that Jasmine like ordered. She was like, "Oh, this is good. You'll like it." I didn't like it.
And
It was disgusting.
You and Jasmine went there together, just you two?
Yeah, it was nice. It was like a fun little, little lunch.
You must have been like, am I at a Cheesecake Factory in California?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was one of those moments that's like, dang, wrestling really gives me some crazy opportunities. Like my dad is jealous about that.
That's great.
That's funny, man. It is kind of surreal. Like,
It is a little surreal.
I mean, like, wait, I'm in California at a Cheesecake Factory with Jasmine Sinclair. Am I here? Am I really? I wouldn't be able to believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, imposter syndrome is like a super real thing, man. Like, it's crazy, Like, it kind of, sometimes, like, it's kind of weird because sometimes I feel like bad about it. I don't think that's the right term, but like I see all these people like online working super hard, and it's like they're stuck where they're at, and it's like I'm just getting crazy opportunity after crazy opportunity, just being there.
Well, you're making it happen. Do people look like, because you're a tough guy and stuff, and she's like this, like I'm guessing she's always dressed up, like made up and stuff.
Yeah, her like day-to-day outfit is like a biker, like a little like biker outfit. Like she more looks like a super spy than anything.
But I mean,
like,
do people recognize her?
No, people didn't recognize her when I was with her that day.
Oh, okay, yeah. But they probably get weird looks. They look at you guys like, "What are these guys up to?" or something like that.
They probably thought I was like her sugar daddy or something.
Oh no, you're the young guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but she's good.
Or sugar baby.
She's a good sport. Yeah, she's good. She's cool. That's
yeah, she's cool.
You're killing it. You're killing it. Much props to you. Much props to AEW.
Hell yeah.
You guys are killing it.
Another cool experience I've gotten to have in this wrestling is getting a tattoo by Lindsay Snow in the hotel.
Oh shit.
That was I got daggum, where's that? Oh yeah, it's right there. Here, I'll show y'all. I got a light tube. I don't know if you can see it because of my hair or not. But yeah, I got a little busted light tube right there.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You got that in the hotel room? She had her equipment with her?
Yeah, I like hit her up about it before, and I was like, because she mentioned something with Slack about like them giving each other tattoos at like a show before, and I was like, well, hell, I'll pay for your check bag if you give me like a little tattoo. So for like $110, I got a little neck tattoo, and it was a fair trade off.
Okay.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those, like little, like sentimental tattoos,
Oh, for sure.
Right.
How many people have a tattoo from?
Oh yeah, it's a Lindsay Snow original in the hotel.
What about a Slack tattoo?
I haven't got one from Slack yet. He don't bring his stuff.
Oh, he don't bring his stuff yet.
Yeah, I tried to set up the same deal with him, and he was like, I don't do that shit. He's like, you want a tattoo, you come to Philadelphia. We'll hang out for a weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you come on up here. Yeah.
When you're in town, if you're in town.
Well, he's going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well,
how long you staying in New Jersey?
Just from that Friday till the day after.
Oh, you come in on Friday?
Yeah, I always come in on Friday.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you guys come in. I thought even in New Jersey, because it's right there.
Yeah. We all come in Friday just to give people like time in case like flights are having issues. We rather make sure that happens. We rather worry about that Friday, and then that way, in case that happens, there's time to figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah,
and we like getting in town and like just hanging out with everybody and having a good time before we got, do the business part of the trip.
Have you gone to New York City? You ever been to New York City?
Yeah, on accident. I rode the subway my first time out to Jersey to meet Necro Butcher up in Newark. Well, I accidentally stayed on it too long and ended up in New York City. And I get out of the subway and I walk out and I see Madison Square Garden behind me, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't the right spot.
Wait, where are we? Hold on, this is funny because I go to New. So wait, you must have been on the New Jersey Transit train.
Yeah,
Where were you going? Where were you trying to go? Because
Newark,
huh?
Newark,
Yeah, but where did you pick up the train?
in Trenton.
Trenton. What were you doing down there?
That's just where the plane landed.
Oh, you mean and you were with Necro in Trenton?
No, I was gonna meet them in Newark at a bar, but I was gonna ride the subway to Newark and get an Uber to the bar. But I accidentally stayed on too long, ended up in New York.
New York. Oh, the New York. Okay, but you took the train from Trenton all the way to Newark.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. That's
Yeah,
weird.
Trenton all the way to New York, and then New York to Newark. But yeah, it would have been it's all the same route, just straight down,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on there for from Trenton to New York. It was like a 2 hour subway. But that's so cool to me that if you live in New York City, you could go party in Philadelphia. That's so crazy to me.
Right. So did you get out? You got out of the train. How long did you stay in New York City? Didn't you stay? But you
Oh,
were there.
not long. Not long. I literally got out, looked up at the Madison Square Garden sign, and was like, "Yep, not supposed to be here." It went back down to the steps to get on our train.
Oh, that was your first time in New York City.
Yep.
That's probably the least amount of time that somebody went to New York City that's never been there.
Yeah, I was ready to go immediately. I didn't want to be there to begin with. Yeah, I got out. I was like, ooh, this ain't it.
I mean, you could have walked around a couple hours and seen the sights, all the things, a bunch of stuff, Times Square and Memorial.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to walk around New York too much by myself, being a hillbilly in the wild.
Yeah, okay.
Walking around in my Zuba pants and cowboy boots, I draw a lot of attention.
So you felt safer in Newark, New Jersey than Manhattan, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, there we already had it set up to where I gone to Uber and then just met Necro at a bar. And as long as I'm with the Necro Butcher, I feel safe anywhere.
Oh, Necro at a bar? I've never known him to go to bars. He goes to bars.
Oh yeah, man.
Next thing you're gonna say, he drinks a lot of beer. We know him from way back. Yeah, he knows. Tell him about the guys, Mike and Justin.
Hell yeah, I will. I'll ask him next time.
Yeah.
I see him in a couple weeks, so I'm so ready for New Jersey.
Can't wait. We gotta ask you, for 3 years you've been wrestling. What's the most painful? What's your least favorite weapon to take?
Man, that's a hard one because everything I've done, I've been like, oh hell yeah, I'd say the most painful thing to take is gussets for sure, because I mean that's just straight up spikes in your face, there ain't no working or nothing pretty about that. Yeah, I can't think of any bumps that I've taken that I'm like, oh hell no, never again.
What'd you think of that wax? What'd you think of Wax's bump off that balcony onto that one table?
Oh man, that was crazy. We were watching that in the back because me and Necro, I think, we're going on next, but we're in Gorilla, and all we see is like Green Phantom go on the table or the door, And then like we don't see Wax anywhere. He just goes off screen. And then at the same time we hear the loud explosion, we just see just a white blur, just straight down from like out of frame. At like the same time we heard the poo, you know. So it was crazy, man. And then he gets up like nothing happened. Like he's in the back just drinking a beer, just hobbling around.
Wow. He used to take big bumps. He took big bumps when he was with CCW.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. The biggest bump you'll get off me is a bump off like the second or a bump off the apron. My ass ain't climbing no further than a hillbilly should be.
Wow. Funny, man. I'm really surprised Jasmine took that crazy bump, that crazy throw off that thing. Oh yeah, over the
Me too, man. That's a pretty crazy bump. Like that's a ballsy bump, you know. That's not, hey, I'm gonna punch you, you know. She had a lot of faith in Slack and us.
She came tumbling down, or what was hanging. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. You know, it's kind of good because a lot of times they catch them and then they fall back. She went plowing through.
She started rolling, but I caught her enough time to just slow her down and fall with her.
Yeah.
But it more looked like Slack went human bowling. He just watched her just douche. Yeah, that was fun, man.
So what's the end game for Deathmatch Wrestling? What are some of your goals you're looking to meet?
A major one is I want to go to Japan.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Japan, like that would be my WWE. You know, getting to go Japan just one time. You know, I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I guess it's international travel. Like I got into like this wrestling, you know, and the biggest thing I was looking forward to with getting into wrestling was getting to go all these crazy places. So I've already knocked off, you know, a lot of my bucket list. So Japan and, you know, maybe Mexico, that'd be cool. I'd like to go to Mexico.
Oh, for sure.
Zone 23 down there.
Yeah, Zona, that'd be a cool one. I've wrestled Sadika over at Slave to Death match, so maybe that could be someone I could get the word into, maybe.
Yeah. The Body was down there for a while. And early in his career, he went to Mexico.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, hell yeah.
We interviewed. You probably watched the interview that we did with him. It's pretty good. He talked about going to Mexico with that Sadika and Lowrider. They helped him out down there.
Hell yeah.
He was there. Yeah. He just went down there. He just got off a plane and he met up with his people, and then they took care of him. He did Zone 23, 18 years old. I know, that's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, I love the Body. Like me and the Body get along so good because he's also like one of the young guys. I think he's only 24. Yeah, man. So we're like two children getting to hang out with these men.
Okay, you got the different groups. Yeah. Dude, the new guy, when somebody new comes, you guys embrace them all?
Oh yeah.
Like Big Lou came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, man. Like Big Lou, I mean, him being with Joe, like Joe's one of our boys. So anybody, you know, Joe vouches for, we're like, oh hell yeah, you know. And like I said, you know, we're always the party room, so it don't matter who you are, you know. Like I'll go up and, you know, yo, we're partying after this. You want to come on by, you know. And especially at XPW, it's real easy because Rob puts everybody in the same hotel.
They said, what's called the hotel? Everyone's in the same hotel?
Yeah, everybody stays at like the same building and like usually the same floor. So usually it's like, yo, we're at room 601, and people will go like, sometimes they'll take a shower or we'll just fuck up our hotel room.
Yeah.
Like last time we were out there, Rob got pissed because we ended up getting like blood on the walls, the drapes, the bed sheets.
The
There
bottom.
was cookie sheets that we like stolen from the derby room.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, it was wild.
So confused. Like, what did these guys do? What is wrong with these guys? Who doesn't take a shower?
Why do you take a cookie sheet? Oh, no, all right.
little extracurriculars.
All right.
Yeah, they did a lot. That was funny.
That was a lot of crazy.
Yeah, that was a funny story. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, it's like Rob Black. He don't care about outing us. He just if you tell it, like you can't do nothing. Like if you want anything to be a secret in XPW, just don't do it. Because Rob Black will talk about it. Monday.
Gonna call you out. Yeah.
He will, man. He don't care.
In fact, I'm gonna when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go to the podcast and see what he had to say today.
Yeah.
Check him
Well,
out.
all right, y'all. I hate to have to head out, but I'm fixing to go to the gym for a little bit, man.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so
Well,
much.
good luck. Say hi to Necro.
Hell yeah.
Necro, Drake, who else? Big Joe. Yeah, Big Joe. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Is there anybody that y'all haven't had on the podcast but y'all want I'll talk to over at XPW?
What was that?
Is there anybody let me find a mic. Is there anybody y'all want at XPW on the podcast that y'all haven't had?
Oh, anybody.
We'll do anybody. Anybody that wants, and
Okay.
tell them that we're not confrontational or.
Yeah, that's an easy go. Yeah, I'll let everybody know. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Is there anything you'd like to plug before you leave?
Yeah, just add on Facebook. I go by my shoot name, Drew Vickers. That's where I post all my stuff. Add me on Instagram, the Hardcore Hillbilly, and on Twitter, I'm the HCHB.
Okay, Hardcore Hill. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.